Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Krishna Rukmini Jaya Satyabhama Krishna Rukmini Jaya Satyabhama Jaya Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram Jaya Nitai Gauranga Jaya Nitai Gauranga Nitai Gauranga Jaya Nitai Gauranga Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajakacharia Ashtotra Shatashri Srimad His Divine Grace Havai Charana Aravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Srimad-Bhagavad-Gita Ki Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Reading from Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter number 8, attaining the supreme, text number 4. Adibhutam ksharo bhavaha purushashchadi daivatam adigyagyo hamevatra dehe dehabhritambara. Word to word meaning: Adibhutam, the physical manifestation; ksharaha, constantly changing; bhavaha, nature; purushaha, the universal form; cha, and adi daivatam, including all demigods like the sun and moon; adi yagyaha, the super soul; aham, I, Krishna; eva, certainly; atra, in this; dehe, body; deha britam, of the embodied; vara, the supreme. Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Physical nature is known to be endlessly mutable. The universe is the cosmic form of the Supreme Lord, and I am that Lord represented as a super soul dwelling in the heart of every embodied being. Please repeat this translation. Physical nature is known to be endlessly mutable. The universe is the cosmic form of the Supreme Lord, and I am that Lord represented as the super soul dwelling in the heart of every embodied being. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. The physical nature is constantly changing. Material bodies generally pass through 6 stages. They are born, they grow, they remain for some duration, they produce some byproducts, they dwindle, and then they vanish. This physical nature is called adhibhutam because it is created at a certain point and will be annihilated at a certain point. The conception of the universal form of the Supreme Lord, that includes all the demigods and their different planets, is called Adidaivatam. The individual soul or jiva accompanies the body. The super soul, a plenary representation of Lord Krishna, is called the Paramatma or Adiyagya and is situated in the heart. The word Eva is particularly important in the context of this verse because by this word, the Lord stresses that the Paramatma is not different from Him. The Super Soul, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, seated beside the individual soul, is the witness of the individual soul's activities and is the source of consciousness. Shri Shri Krishna Rukmini Satyabhama ki, Gaur Nitai ki, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. The Super Soul gives the Jiva an opportunity to act freely and he witnesses his activities. The functions of all these different manifestations of the Supreme Lord automatically become clarified for the pure Krishna conscious devotee engaged in transcendental service to the Lord. The gigantic universal form of the Lord called Adidaivatam is contemplated by the neophyte who cannot approach the Supreme Lord in his manifestation as Super Soul. The neophyte is advised to contemplate the universal form whose legs are considered the lower planets and whose eyes are considered the sun and moon and whose head is considered the upper planetary system. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So this is the 8th chapter of the Bhagavad-Gita and this is Krishna replying to Arjuna's question. Because at the end of the 7th chapter, Krishna says that those who know me as the Supreme Lord, Adibhutam, Sadibhutam, Daivam Mam, Sadibhutadi Daivam Mam. Those who know me as Adibhuta, those who know me as Adidaiva, underlying all the demigods, and Sadi Yagyam Cha, those who know me as the sustainer of all sacrifices. What happens to such people? Prayana Kale Pichamam Te Vidur Yukta Chetasaha. They, at the time of death, can with steadfast mind understand and know me. This is what Krishna is telling about himself. At the time of death, how should one know about Krishna? Today in our country, if you ask people, who was Krishna? Say, yes, Krishna was born in Kamsa's prison. His father's name was Vasudeva. Mother's name was Devaki. From there he was transformed to the house of Nanda and Yashoda in Gokula. And there he killed so many demons. He performed so many activities. He stole butter. All these things we all know, right? So everybody in India, we talk about all this. Bhagavan ne makhan churaya, Bhagavan ne ye leela kiya, he did this, he did that. So all the activities of Krishna in this world we know. But is knowing these activities sufficient? Krishna tells here it is not sufficient. Krishna says, you have to know who I am actually. You have to know that I am Adi Bhutam, Adi Daivam and Adi Yagyam. I am not a small boy with a flute playing around with someone. If you just think of me like any other person, then it is of no use. You have to know my real nature. What is Krishna's real nature? Krishna's real nature is Adi Bhutam, Adi Daivam, Adi Yagyam. These three things, if you know about Krishna, then you know Krishna in truth. Prayana kale pichamam te vidur yukta chetasaha. If you know this, then you can be steadfast even at the time of death. Because ultimately, whatever we do in our lives, Bhagavad-Gita says, Prabhupada says, it will be tested at the time of death. So, the real test for us is, in what way we are able to think about Krishna at the time we are leaving this body. So, this is the context of the question, and Arjuna is asking when Krishna says this, I want to know what is this Adi Bhutam. I want to know what Adi Deva. You please explain. What is the meaning of these terms? Arjuna is asking. And for that, Krishna is replying in today's verse, which we are reading, Adi Bhutam Ksharo Bhavaha Purushashchadi Daivatam Adi Yagyo Hamevatra Dehe Deha Britambara. Adi Bhutam. Adi Bhutam is this nature around us. This entire nature that we are seeing, it is Ksharo Bhavaha. Ksharo means it is continuously changing. And 6 types of changes Prabhupada is talking about. They are born, they grow, they remain for some duration, they produce some byproducts, and they dwindle. This is called Adi Bhutam. It has a beginning and it has a certain end. Then Adi Daivam, all the Devatas, not only the Devatas, also their entire planets. Each Devata is in control of certain planets. So all the Devatas and their different planets, together they are called Adi Daivatam. So Krishna is saying that you should know that I am the source of all this material nature. I am the source of all these Devatas. I am the source of all these planetary systems. And not only that, I am also seated as Adi Yagya. Adi Yagyo Hamevatra Dehe Deha Britambara. He is situated not only throughout the world, in material nature, in all the planets, in all the demigods. He is situated as the super soul, as a Paramatma, Dehe Deha Britambara. He is also situated in everybody's heart. So, when we think about Krishna, how should we think about him? We should know that this Krishna is not an ordinary boy. He is the person who is the supreme proprietor of everything that we see in this world. The material world, which is kshara, which is being manifested, unmanifested at different points of time, he is the proprietor of that. He is the source of that. We go to so many devatas for satisfying our material desires. But we should know that Krishna is only the source of all these devatas. So he is Adi Daivam. And whatever desires we have, who is sanctioning those desires? That also Krishna is only sanctioning by being seated within our heart as Paramatma. He is the Upadrishta and Anumanta. That is, he is witnessing and he is permitting whatever we want to do in this world. So, even in this material world, all the activities are being carried out under the supervision of the Supreme Lord Krishna. So, why Krishna is revealing this to Arjuna is because he wants us to know what is Krishna's unique position. Krishna's position is very unique because he is not just one of the devatas. Neither is he one of the other living entities in this world. As the Atma which is present in this body, we are conscious of what is happening within our body. But we are not conscious of what is happening in your body, somebody else's body. We are not conscious. But Krishna, he is conscious of what is happening in each one of our bodies. And what is he doing? He is Upadrishta and Anumanta. He is witnessing and he is permitting. So therefore the Upanishad says, Nityo nityanam chetanas chetananam eko yo bahunam vidadati kaman. There are two categories of living entities which are eternal. Nityo nityanam. There is a singular eternal, there is a plural eternal. Chetanas chetananam. There is a single consciousness, there is a plural consciousness. So somebody might say, Krishna is also conscious, Krishna is also eternal, I am also eternal. So what is the difference between me and Krishna? My body might be temporary, it might be destructed, but I am also eternal. Once I realize I am eternal, then there is no difference between me and Krishna. But the Upanishads say no. Nityo nityanam chetanas chetananam. While we are both similar in terms of having consciousness, in terms of being eternal, there is a difference. What is the difference? Eko yo bahunam vidadati kaman. This singular eternal, this singular consciousness is maintaining the multiple consciousness or the multiple eternals. That is why Krishna is Adi Bhutam, Adi Daivam, Adi Yagyam. We, the living entity, even though we are eternal, we cannot claim that we are the control of material nature, we are the controller of the devatas, we are the person situated with the soul in everybody's heart. We cannot claim. Why Krishna is emphasizing this is because somebody might say, oh, Krishna was a realized person. If we think about Krishna like this also, that he was a realized soul who had perfected his life, then also it will not help us at the time of death. Because there is a wrong conception of Krishna. So only if we understand Krishna in truth, then we will be benefited by being free from this repeated cycle of birth and death. Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo veti tattvataha. Krishna tells in the 4th chapter of Bhagavad-Gita, one who knows about my appearance and activities in truth, only what happens to him in truth? Tyaktva deham punarjanmanaiti. After giving up this body, he doesn't take birth again, but he comes back to me. But if we don't know Krishna in truth, if we don't know that he is Sadi Yagyam, Sadi Bhutam, Sadi Daivam, if we don't know this truth about Krishna, but if we think of Krishna in some other way, that he is one of the many devatas, so you can think about Krishna also, it is the same thing. You think about Indra or Varuna or Chandra, form doesn't matter, it is all the same. That is not the right understanding of Krishna. That will not help us at the time of death. So therefore, it is important to understand this truth about Krishna. That he is different from any other devatas, he is different from any other living entity. Prabhupada makes a very important statement about Krishna. He says, you cannot become God by yoga or meditation practice. Many people say no, that he did a lot of meditation and now he has become God. Prabhupada says God is always God. In the lap of his mother also he is God. And when he is young also he is God. God is always God. So you cannot become God by meditation. So this truth about Krishna, Krishna himself is declaring in the Bhagavad-Gita. That he is the source of all the devatas. He is not a small ordinary child, but he is the person who by his different manifestations, Krishna has got multiple energies. Parasya Shaktir Vividaiva Shuyadate. And with his different energies, he is performing these different functions. So the universal form is one of his manifestations. As Prabhupada is explaining here, this universal form is nothing but a representation of the cosmic. It is nothing but the cosmic form of the Lord. It's not his real form. It is his cosmic form where he is showing how this entire universe is nothing but his material energy. Just like our soul, it has got a material body, right? And only if this soul is there, this body is moving. If the soul is not there, this body will not move. Similarly, this entire universe, the laws of nature are working, there is a gravitational force, the planets are rotating, the sun is rising, the sun is setting. So many phenomena we are seeing. What is the force which is moving this huge body of matter? That force, that eternal person is Krishna. Is it not? Can matter move on its own? Can this table move on its own? Can any car move on its own? Only when there is a living entity, matter can move. So this entire material manifestation, how it is moving? Krishna says, Sadibhutam. He is animating this entire matter. So in this way, scientifically Krishna is presenting about himself. Because unless we know how powerful a person is, we do not develop the spirit of surrender. So, therefore, it is very important that we philosophically understand who Krishna is. And actually, this knowledge is not new, it is already there within our hearts. But now it is covered. It is covered because we don't have the right spiritual understanding. We are identifying ourselves with this material body. And therefore, if we have to remove this covering, which is preventing us from understanding this truth about Krishna, then the process for that, for this Kali Yuga, is chanting of this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So by this process of chanting Hare Krishna, what happens? All our misunderstanding about who we are, about who Krishna is, all that gets removed. Today when we see this material world, we think in terms of how I can enjoy these resources. Correct? That is what our mind works. But when our heart is cleansed and we understand that all this is Krishna's property, then we start thinking how all this can be used in Krishna's service. That is the purpose why Krishna is explaining all this. We should know to whom everything belongs. Only then we will know how that thing can be used. So therefore, this process of chanting of this Hare Krishna mantra is very important. The more and more we chant this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, the truth about Krishna will be revealed within our hearts. And when this truth is revealed within our hearts, then at the time of death, which is the most crucial point of time, we will be able to remember Krishna in such a way that we don't have to again come back to this material world. We'll stop here. Srimad-Bhagavad-Gita ki, Vishwaguru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.